Boo. Here we are. Here we are again, yet again, in the saga of Thursday psychic readings. Ooh. I almost didn't make it today. I have a lot of things that I'm like investing in right now, mostly me. I'm in the process of writing. I'm in the process of writing out an assignment right now. And it's taking me a little bit of time because I'm working through some shadow as well, which is very helpful. And because I work with Ashley, right? So Ashley gave me an assignment. Ashley is my business coach. All right. So she gave me an assignment. And this assignment is what I want everybody else to do for me. But it's something that I'm responsible for. So anyway, this assignment is about like who my niche is, right? Who are the people that like need my services, or like who I would like to connect to is what it felt like. And I found out that I have like 5 or 6 or 7 niches, but each of them is very specific to like each of the age groups and like the demographic. And it's like really good. I was like, oh, wow, this is like very helpful information to know how it is that I connect with people like that. So I really like the exercise. It's just that now I'm getting down into the other aspects, and I just got done telling my story. And talking about going to prison and like all kinds of stuff, right? And so we're going to start incorporating that, right? So that people know that like you can be human. You can be human, and you can go into the biggest pendulum swing and still come out smelling like a rosette, right? So not so bad. So do we have anybody on yet, or not yet?
Great. Not yet. Not yet. Let's do a collective one, shall we?
Let's do one collective reading. Okay. And then what we'll do is, okay, so here's what we'll do, Solange, okay? We'll do, oh, hi, Rita. You know what? We were just getting ready to shut it off. This is good. This is good. Okay, so we were thinking about doing a collective reading, but Rita, if you could go ahead, and I would much rather read for you, okay? So since you're new here, what we like to do is we like to pick an individual, and then that way the thread, okay, the future video can help more people, okay? So if you can be kind of general in what it is that you would like, it doesn't matter what you're asking about, we can give you feedback, okay? So anytime you receive a reading, right, it's feedback. It's feedback reflected back to you for what it is that you're going, what it is that you may be experiencing, okay? So if there's something that you would like for us to look into for you, we can do that. So go ahead and pop your question in if you have a question. If you want a general reading, we'll go ahead and we'll just give you a little message. So up to you. So we'll go back to the collective reading, okay?
All right. Perfect.
Okay. Maybe Rita is, no, Rita's understand. That's good. Okay. So it's very cool that you're from YouTube. I'm really happy about that because that means that my YouTube channel is visible. It seems like it might work out. All right. So, well, first let's address like some of the collective energy that we're going through right now. Just to give you an experience, okay, of what the energy is that we're all in right now. It's a huge energy. It's global. Oh, okay. Love life. All right. Love life. No problem. We'll do love life. All right. So the collective is in this because Venus went from Cancer, the house of Cancer, where there's a lot of emotions and there's a lot of that. So we've been in like muddy waters, basically, is how it feels in the last, like, I don't know, few weeks. Okay, quite a few weeks. And now all that emotional traffic, right, that we had to go through because we're being pulled back into our bodies. Okay. And as we're being pulled back into our bodies, we're meeting our shadow. And as we meet our shadow, we illuminate it, and that brings it out of the darkness, okay, or out of our reach. It is always going to be effective towards us, right? Because we are experiencing something, and when we're in the middle of the experience, we're not processing the experience completely. So it's when we receive relief from the experience, and then we start to look for satisfaction in the retelling of the experience. And that's how you bring about trauma healing. So on the 6th, Venus went into Leo. Okay. So if you're high on anger because of the placement of Mars is really big right now, and Saturn is looking for structure. All right. So what ends up happening, all right. Oh, okay. No worries. Well, no worries. You can just come down. We have one on Wednesdays now that we do every Wednesday, and that one works out really good. Yeah. So you would probably like that. Okay. So anyway, that's for Van B. Okay. So, yesterday, here's the kind of energy that you'll be experiencing. Okay. And it's very extreme energy. The polarity is crazy. Like there's no middle right now. Everybody is in an extreme, and everybody's deciding right now and you're doing it through love and in your physical reality. That's like what you're being called to do right now, is create a structure that you can be happy with. Okay. And if you can do that, then and fill it with love, all right, and not get attached, then you'll be solid. Everything will be great. Okay. But that's like, we anchor in through contrast for our experience. So that's like the deal, right? That's the hack. Okay. So yesterday, when like just to show you how heightened temperatures are in like your experience, somebody was dissatisfied at their anger management class. They walked out of their anger management class, or it was somebody who needed it. Okay, there's one down the street, and that's the direction they came from. Don't really know, don't care. And they walked into the business next door, which is Rasta Wellness, right? And that's like who used to be in the back here, because like we split like this, so now we're like an L. Okay. And so anyway, so her office is over here, and her husband happened to be there, and this cat just walks in, right? And he just starts blasting him and yelling at him, ah! And he's like, I just stood there kind of giving him space to kind of figure out like where he was coming from. And I just held this really peaceful stance, and I waited and waited. And then when he was done, he went back out and he went to the street, and I said, oh yeah, that's who I heard pull on the door, got mad because the door wasn't open, smacked the door really, really loud, and then dumped our pot over. And then I didn't want to go outside because we had just finished with a client, right? So we were getting ready to open up the front door again. And I was like, oh, and so Spirit's like, no, don't go out there yet. I'm like, okay. And I don't like to be like afraid, right? So I'm like, okay, you can tell me not to go out there, but I'm still curious. So I want to see what's going on. So I go out the back. And I come around, and I'm kind of creeping because I'm feeling into the energy, and it's feeling like all in the pit of my stomach. And I'm like, this is awful. This person is like going through it. They're going through it. Anyway, I come around the corner, and there's no one there, but I can see like what all took place. And so somebody had already righted the pot, which was really nice. And then I opened up the front door. And when I opened up the front door, I turned around to look into the street and face the street again. And there was like father, son walking down the street like this. And I waited for them to pass, right? And as I watched them pass, I looked across the street, down the street, and the trash can was on fire. That's how rage is working right now. Just to let you guys know, that's how rage is working right now. It's very extreme. So, and it will have its impact. Okay? It will have its impact. So how you show up to that rage is what will neutralize it. I'm just telling you. And it is a big energy right now. Keep in mind that because Venus is the planet of Taurus and of Libra, okay? It's looking for balance and harmony in the physical. And then Jupiter went into Taurus and is now asking, all right, for expansion, but of higher mind. Okay. So all of these temper tantrums won't go well. They just won't go well. None of them will be successful. So like he went and he yelled at that individual, and he was looking to throw down. Nothing happened because it won't come to fruition. He wanted to go ahead and smash something at our place of business. Doesn't matter. It's already done, right? And then he went and he lit the trash can on fire, easily put out. So that's how our rage is going to be met. It's going to be met and neutralized. So understand that if you can get to that neutral position first, that's where you'll find your satisfaction. All right. And you will need to figure out a happy medium to discharge all that extra energy. It's triggering all this old stuff that we haven't gone through yet. And a lot of it's ancestral. So even though you're good and you've done all your work and you're just, you looked at your shadow and blah, blah, blah. Now, this era is being asked to stand in front of all the past, right? To clear it so that way we can become unencumbered and then move forward in a more enlightened direction. And enlightened in this case would be releasing and illuminating our shadow, right, self, and then bringing in more light. And that's like what our ascension process is. Okay. All right. Let's get to. I'm done. They said, okay, let's go.
All right.
So we're with Rita right now. Okay. Okay. What is Rita's question? The reason as asking for my future partner
This one is the first one. Love life.
Okay. Okay. And what is that one? You want to read them out loud for me?
Yes. She's asking about her future love life and when she's going to meet him in place. And then she's asking this because she's feeling that she has some past connection with someone from the past.
Okay, so as I'm reading it, but as I was reading this, right, I'm going into the energy of it, Rita, so you might feel me, okay? Because I'm going into the energy of it. I'm investigating your question. I'm looking at all the frequency, okay? And you are right. There is a connection that's coming forward that's somebody that you have traveled with many times through many incarnations. That's what you've been holding out for. But the thing is that you've been looking at it as a savior. So you can't do that. Okay. So it's not a savior sort of energy that's coming forward. It's somebody who's going to challenge you. She didn't want to hear that.
Well, always
it's somebody that's going to challenge you. Yes. It's somebody that's going to challenge you to be a better person. All right. And that's what relationships are. Relationships are learning somebody else's behavior, and something that you don't find desirable, you don't practice it anymore. That way the other individual doesn't feel the need to practice it anymore. And then you learn better behaviors, and then you learn interaction, you learn intimacy. That's a relationship. You can attach love to anything. All right. And we are love. So everything is love. Everything is love. Understanding that we are love allows everything to be love. You give yourself permission to love because you are love, and that allows the opening of the reciprocation, the reciprocity that you're looking for. That cycle of giving and receiving, reciprocity. Okay, that's what you're actually looking for, because that's where we garner satisfaction. Okay, so I would say I'm going to pull two cards. I'm in Moonology today. So the Moonology is an oracle deck, and it gives time, okay, because you like time. That's what you want. You want time. So you'll have to be happy with the answer, though. If you're not happy with the answer, it becomes a discard, and that means you're resetting the place, all right? And that's fine. You can reset the place, but it puts you into resistance. No big deal, but that is what you experience. So every time you start to think about manifesting the love of your life, you start to go into this insecure position of I'm not enough. That's your reciprocity right now. What happens is in that's your giving out your signal of I'm not enough, and you're trying to pull in something that you feel you don't deserve. Okay, that is your cycle right now. So in that cycle, what you do is you change what you bring in. Okay. And you do it through intention in your brain, because it's just energy. You want to experience a satisfying, pleasurable, loving, giving, receiving. You just want to have that experience. See how the energy starts to shift? the energy starts to shift because you don't have it attached to a person. It's energy, right? You just want an experience. You'd like an experience of sitting in a log cabin with your legs folded and maybe in front of a fire, a very romantic scene. That would be like really beautiful. Maybe feeding each other chocolate covered strawberries, if that's like what you like. But you like that romance, okay? So you start to think about the romance that you would like to receive, okay? You don't think about your worth because you've already determined your worth through your intention. When you think that you want something, you feel secure in having it. In that moment when you ask, stay there. Stay there. That's where your receiving is. Stay there. You ask and then you open. You ask and then you open. Ask, open. So there's an energy that I'm bringing in with you, Rita, that everybody's probably going to like experience. I'm going to open it up so everybody experiences it. I wasn't, but I will now. Okay. So here's the energy that we have Rita in. All right. And she just hit ease. Okay. And so that's what that energy is. Okay. So she's in ease. And what I like to call this is like a suspended state. All right. Because you're in your awareness of your energy, your energetic field. Okay. And it feels kind of like you now don't have the pressure of urgency to get done whatever it was that you thought that you needed to be able to have. See, it starts to go like this and expand. All right. Because we attach words that we give depth and weight to, and we have those experiences in the physical, right? So now you start to just breathe, push your field out a little bit more because you need more information because you're shopping too close to you. Okay. So send your wave out and say, I would love to have the experience of someone in companionship. See, that's easier. All right. Because right now you're thinking in terms of the checkout line. Okay. You're meeting somebody at the checkout line and you're wondering if you're going to get married. That's not the deal. That isn't the deal. You got to be happy here in order to have all the happy there. Okay. So you have to learn to be happy here. And that's a choice. It's a choice. It's a vibration. All right. There are things that you will say to yourself that allow you, no, that makes me feel blah. And that's a story because first you choose. All right. First, I want to let you know you choose your emotion. So here's the card. Here's the first card. Okay. The first card is going to pertain to timing for you. All right. You're in a suspended state so you can receive this information. Okay. And in this information, it's possibility. What you do with it, okay, is kind of up to you. You decide whether or not it feels in alignment, okay, because you do a lot of feeling, because this is where you're going to have your experience is in your physical self, okay? So your physical self is the one saying, I'm ready. See how that feels? When you say I'm ready, you come into your body. I'm ready for this experience. Okay? Right. I'm ready for this experience. You're like, oh, it's that easy. Yes, it's that easy. I'm ready for this experience. And then you start to fill in your body with your energy. That's it. So it comes into like your crown chakra, and there's a little bit of awareness about your belief system. Feels very expansive and connective to all your spirituality. And then you come into like your third eye area, right? And your third eye is about how you view things. It's your psyche. It's what you think, what you know, what you see. And then it drops down toward your throat, right? You could feel all of this come alive. Now you're hearing in different directions. You're hearing physically, you're hearing intellectually, you're hearing suggestively, all right? And you hear, because we're all one shared energy. So you're hearing frequency, and the frequency that you're hearing, all right, is allowing you to determine how you wish to define it, your experience, okay? You're just defining your experience. We have chromosomes in our body that allow us to articulate words, to form words. Okay, that is a chromosome that lets us do that. There's another chromosome that allows us to self-regulate our emotional body. Our emotional body is energetic as well, but we store tidbits of memory through cells into our body. And if it's disastrous or traumatic, it stays there until we recognize it and bring it into illumination, right? And understand different aspects of it to where the experience never leaves us. And the trauma can be diminished through charge. It's how we interpret it to ourselves is how we move forward, okay? So see, you're all in this suspended state, and I call this place choice. Now you have knowledge, now you have choice. So nothing is so pressing that you must have or do. It's kind of like you pulled your energy back to yourself, because that's how we become spiritually bankrupt, okay? We'll pull our energy, we'll put it here, and we'll say, oh, I would like to have that experience, and we drop a pin in it. That's fine, but you have to let go of the pin. If you keep your hand on the pin because you're focused on it, you're focused on not having it without realizing it. So the idea is to just drop a pin in it and say, oh, I'll come back to that experience. And then you look to see what rabbit hole you're in right now. And then you continue that path until you reach the satisfaction that you thought that you would have in the first place by having that experience. See, it's all experience. It comes in tangibly because we're physical. So if you want a lot of money, all right, and you feel like I got to earn money in order to receive money, then you're going to go to work. You're going to go to work real a lot, depending on how much you want. If you feel like, oh, I would like money to drop from the sky, well, you may not have to work that hard. Okay. All right. See, now you're getting a great understanding, Rita. You're really in a good understanding. Timing for you. Okay. I'd like a specific. Do you want the timing of the individual or the timing when you're ready? Come back up. There we go. I think that what we'll do is we're going to bring them together and they'll be the same. All right. So this is how you're intertwined with the individual. See, right now, what you did was, this is what you did, Rita, okay? Through your intention, you could feel all the energy moving in the direction that you want it to move, okay? And so what you've successfully done is you've created an intention, and now your intention, you're willing to step into, all right? And you're just kind of looking to see what the timing of it is, okay? And there is no time. Time is cyclic, okay? It's just very round, okay? So in this experience, you would like to have companionship, and that companionship, when you're ready. Okay, this is great. So communication is key for you, all right? New moon in Gemini. New moon in Gemini. Do you know how soon that is? New moon in Gemini. New moon in Gemini is, let me look at my calendar. Okay, I have it right here. It's coming up after the 16th. I think it's like right around there. I have a Moon Magic Club on the 16th, but I think that, and we're going to the beach for that one. It's a new moon. We're going to celebrate, but I think it's within 3 days. So hold on. Woo! Okay, this is great. It's 6/18, so it's on Father's Day. Okay, so that means that this new moon in Gemini is filled with masculine, divine, masculine, thoughtful energy. Divine, masculine, thoughtful energy. So it's perfect timing, and that would be like when you're ready. No, please. No, please. Well, the thing is that when we ask for those things into our experience, right now what you did was you said nope. So you put resistance in front of you and between you and the experience. It's okay, but you slowed it down. Just know that that's what you did. You slowed it down, and you could feel the difference. You could feel the difference in the energy right now. Okay. So that would be when you're ready. Right? So see, you'll be firing on all pistons on the 18th, okay? So the idea would be to, so this is how you
Mhm.
go ahead and maybe manifest it in the way that you would like, okay? Because you can slow energy, you could speed energy. Energy is very malleable, all right? And it is your flow, your animation. So it's the animation of your experience. And you're having the experience right now. It's already starting. See what I mean? So now you're in this experience, you're in this intuitive state with your body, and you're in this beautiful suppositional state or possibility state in your mind. And you're thinking about like what it is that you would like to have, and the energy is really fast because you've already put it into motion, but you're already stepping into your intention through your thoughtfulness. Okay, now that you're in your thoughtfulness, you get to go ahead and put things in place that you would like to experience on the way to that result. Okay, so now you know that you will be spiritually ready when the new moon in Gemini comes. All right, because you'll be in alignment with who you are. That's beautiful. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen right then. It means that you will be ready. Okay. Now you get to go and explore. All right. So you say, okay, universe, after the new moon in Gemini, I would like to experience several different suitors that would tickle my fancy in different ways. I would like a variety so that way I can learn communication with them, because it's about communication. Communication is key, and you're learning you, okay? And you're learning that it's a behavior. Now, can you accept those behaviors after 3 or 4 dates? Okay. That's about how many you need. 3 or 4 dates. You're very intuitive, really stay in your intuition. You're spot on. Don't second guess yourself, because you're really good, Rita. You're really good. Okay. All right. But just stay in your will. And then, all right, about the time the individual will show up, okay? A good candidate, a good vibrational match for you, because now you're in your intention. You're not putting things in front of you. You're allowing things to happen. So there's no contrast. You're in alignment. You see how this is happening? Can you understand that? Just flow with that, right? So now you're the one that's going to be ready. So now you're the master of your energy. You get to select where it is that you wish to put it or plug it in or donate it, however it is that you want to say your spiritual energy, right? Okay. Now, this individual, okay, there's 2 options that already came forward. So there's probably going to be several suitors like you just called in, okay, to where you have a variety, you have a choice. So, which is really nice. Okay. You won't get overwhelmed. You're very social, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So, and let's see. Oh, a new start is coming for the new moon. Okay. That's just the card. A new start's coming for the new moon. And maybe it's you. Maybe you are your best relationship. Is that what you're getting, Solange? I can't hear you. Is that because I have it muted?
I muted myself because there
Oh,
was
okay.
too much noise here. So,
Oh, okay. No worries.
yes, what I've been getting is everything around manifesting all the time. When she dropped her question there about when is coming this person, I was just thinking that maybe what is she manifesting right now? Because as we manifest the good things, we can manifest the bad things as well, or things that we don't want, because we are thinking all the time in what we don't want instead of thinking what we want. And being really, really specific with the universe would help us to get what we want. So if you're like thinking all the time, when it's coming, or why this is happening to me, or when it's gonna be that time when I meet someone, you will get more of that, more of second guessing, more of like these negative thoughts, or maybe all these kind of I don't know if it's negative, but not positive thoughts. So maybe everything around manifesting is what is coming for me.
Okay. I also got just now, I pulled one more card because I wanted to see like what the space is to where she'll go into acceptance that she's ready. All right. And so the space is about a year. The space is about a year. It says new moon in Taurus, and that's prosperity lies ahead. That's when you're going to, Rita, be open to receiving. So there's probably about a year of some inner work that you would like to do so that you can get to know you and see what you're bringing to the table. That's basically what you're learning when you're going into shadow. Shadow is all the things that we don't want to investigate about ourselves because we think that, we don't want to be that. We're all of that. We are everything. We are everything. We're connected to all that is because we are a collective energy. All right. And in that collective energy, exactly, in that collective energy, we're learning how to manage and master our energy because we're getting lighter. Okay. And when you illuminate, okay, when you know how like when somebody says to you, I'm reflecting, or they're reflecting back to you, they're a mirror. They're a mirror. There's a lot of that goes on. I want to let you know what that actually means, okay? Because like there's not a lot of definition behind it, but this is the best that I could explain to you. When somebody triggers something in you, they're not triggering the same thing that's going on in them in you. That's not happening. What's happening is that they're having an experience. You'll notice their experience. And in that, you'll reflect back to yourself how you feel. That feel will have a trigger. That trigger will come up and give you information. Do you like this? Don't you like this? Okay. You don't like this. You do like this. That's how it works. Your energy is saying, ooh, what's that energy? And then coming back and saying, we don't like that energy. No, 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 no. Or, ooh, what's that energy? Oh, yeah, let's do more of that. Okay. And you're reading your energy using your body because you're accepting physical experiences. So you store memory in your body all the time and in your energy field. So some of it may have created ways for you only to work in this specific direction. And what you do through life is you gain more perspectives of other people because you understand that something is working correctly for them. And when you see somebody who is, I want to say, selfish, and it bothers you, you're feeling some kind of way about it, about them being selfish or not treating an individual right, or maybe they could have been better. That is you doing your own inventory, okay? And you're wondering if you're that kind of a person. And if you're that kind of a person, how awful could you be? Because when you're speaking only to yourself and maybe somebody else, but mostly to yourself. Okay. So if you can illuminate like what's going on and bring it forward, it makes it a little bit easier. Okay. And then you get lighter. It's a process, but that's like what happens. So about a year, I would say, Rita, that you would want to go ahead and do some inner work, really get substantial with who you are and what you know about yourself. It doesn't look like I'm just going to go into your shadow for a second. Okay. So you've been doing a lot of shadow work. So shadow work's really good. One of my friends that doesn't know I'm online. Okay. So going into your shadow is going to be pleasant for you because you're going to receive information. The reluctance for you is that you're going to feel your way through it, and you're a thinker being. So it's difficult this year for you. All right. And it started in January. It started for everybody in January. And that's when Mars went into Gemini. When Mars went into Gemini, it kickstarted our embodiment. And that's what you're experiencing as Gemini right now. You're being brought into your body, and it's not something that you spend a lot of time in because you're out here thinking and being social. So it's a very natural process, but about a year, and then you'll probably come into your own and be able to have what it is that you would like, the way that you would like it. And in between, you'll have your adventure. Good? Okay, so you want to do one more? Well, I don't know what time it
Yes.
is. What time is it?
It's
You have to I ask you what time it is and you're telling me what my time is. And you're
yes,
like
that's
4
what
hours
it's
or 5
taking so long.
hours? Yeah, you're
We are
4 or 5 hours ahead of me.
4 hours ahead.
Okay, okay.
Now. So for me, I think it's for you. It's 10 to 12.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, we have time for another one. I don't
Yes,
have my meditations at 12 right now, but I'm also going to stick to our program of like about an hour. Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Yes. Do you want me to start so I can drop off just in case because I need to go at 4.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do a quick one right now. Or do you want to
Okay.
do? I think maybe what we'll do is Rita, you know what? Thank you very much for participating today. Thanks, everybody. And mostly what it is that this whole message was we're getting back into ourselves, right? And it's time. It's time for us to do that and really get in touch with who we are, find out who we are, what we're about, and then bring to the table the best possible us that we can. So I think a collective reading, maybe you want to do collective.
Sure.
Okay. Cause we're at that time and I want to honor your time as well.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
So do you have your cards today?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have you start and then I'll pull one card. I'll pull one card to make it come together. So pull as many as you need.
Perfect. I'll pull one of each deck. So I have my good vibes deck.
Oh, okay.
And this, oh, there we go. And the sacred self-care oracle. The one that I got from the good vibes one, it says the wisdom of the moon lives in your soul.
Oh,
Isn't it
okay.
nice?
Yeah, that's really good. And what do you get from that?
I love the drawing. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like more information like about the moon as well, and also we were talking about Rita and all the moon cycles and everything. So I think focusing more on the moon and doing some rituals around the moons and the phases of the moon, I think it would be a great idea to connect with this wisdom that the moon has for us, right? Because I feel like it's something really ancestral that we've been um, not listening to for so long, and I think connecting with that power again would be like really helpful for us, especially being women, especially connecting with all the divine feminine and everything. So I think it's a really good idea to do some rituals around the moon phases.
Okay.
And
Great
then I
advice.
got, yes, and then I got a deep breathing one from the self-care, which is something that most of the times we are not present in what we are doing. So I feel like this has to be with being present, like breathing and being aware of the moment that we are living and taking a couple of breaths. Like every time that we feel we are not focused, it's a really great exercise as well to come back to our center. So that's what I'm feeling from this card as well.
Wow, that's really good. So what I got from like the first card was that the soul is tied to our spirituality, right? And so when you were talking about doing ritual, right, in the moon, it was like doing spiritual rituals. So I got that. So that was really good. And then this last one kind
Yes.
of just brought it all together in the physical. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
That was really
Mm-hmm.
good. And so
I
the
love that
card,
you're going to the beach for the new moon. I love that.
oh yeah, yes, it's really nice. We're very happy about that. And then we'll be putting out a newsletter about that pretty soon. Not
Yes.
like we're busy. Okay, so the card that I got to bring like the whole thing together for us is meditate and contemplate. So this energy that you're in right now, especially with Venus going into Leo, it's very passionate, driven, actionable energy. And you can feel it in the pit of your stomach and in your solar plexus. And that is your creation energy. So really expand it and explore it because it isn't urgent. It's just the power you have access to of who you are. That's what that is. So I got new moon in Pisces. So that's accurate.
Mm.
That's about how long we're going to be in this energy. But it's contemplate and meditate. Many blessings. Many blessings. And we'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.